Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I have another Marine ECM, this time for Jack in California. This is your replacement computer. His computer has an issue that cannot be repaired. I'm going to put the link of on the description of this one for that video so you can understand his problem was or is that his original module, it changes the values of the throttle position by itself. Sometimes you are reading 0 with 0.67 of a volt, and then all of a sudden it starts to drop that and drop that and drop that, and that keeps changing until you cycle the ignition, and then you put it back on, and it goes that to the normal value. Nothing I can do is an analog to digital converter, and that is not replaceable in that component, in these modules. So I said, Jack, let me find you a good replacement, and I'm doing a test so we can run that computer and make sure it's fine because no longer new ones. All right, so I got the computer here. This is his original, and this is the donor, which I'm just going to change, to flip so we can see actually I can keep it like this, that they're exactly the same modules, and this is a 7.4 liters. So we're going to run the test. So I'm going to put the diagram in the screen, and we're going to do a selection for the computer itself so we can read the information. Let me get into that. And you're watching everything good. So I'm going to actually, before I do this, let me go back to this view, or not to this view myself, to show you the computer powering up because I have not do that. So I'm going to, you see now everything is on. We got the fiber reference, sensor ground, and this is the IAC. This box in here is a substituted value for loads, and that's injectors and coils. And so I have the the fuel pump relay, which is that one connected, and I have a test light connected, so we can see when the computer powers the fuel pump. I'm going to power the computer off, do the sequence correctly, let it go to sleep. I'm going to kill the battery just to start from scratch, right? So battery, and then ignition, you'll see the fuel pump prime, which is happening completely normal. So this is working properly. Now let's select the computer is on MEFI 1. So I'm using Diacom Rinda for this test. I'm going to start with mode 0. So in these modules, you need to go to mode 0 to read the hours. And this module is fairly new, even though it's a null module. It has only 17.22 hours jack. So this is really good because it's a very low hour module. So I need to disconnect the connection of the scanner and reselect to go back and then select mode 1. So in mode 1, this calibration ID is 975E, which I can select for you to see. Yeah, you can see it right there. And we have no trouble codes. So this is great. So no trouble codes in history, which probably when it's running is going to set up a code 43 for the NOC module not being connected. And I'm not using it for this. I always do the test of that separately because it's a lot of wires, and I try to keep this as simple as possible. All right, so let's run it. All right, I want you to see, let me turn this lamp off so you can see better. We got the coil, which is firing 8 times, right, for 8 cylinders. And we have the 2 injectors firing nice and bright. That's telling me that both drivers are working perfectly. We have those running great. I'm going to select the Spark Advance. Actually, probably better if I move you over to my view. You can see this completely in full screen because I can see if it's something abnormal, I will get you back to the auto view. In here, I can do multiple selections with this zoom glass. So I'm going to select the throttle, which is the main problem that he had. I'm going to show you that little glitch in there back and forth is, 0.2 of a volt. It's changing from 0.0 to 0.8 and come back. And that is normal on these modules, not a problem. And we can see that little glitch again into the voltage. It could be my voltage supply, just changing 1/10 of a volt here and there, but that's not changing anything. I'm going to put the RPMs. So the engine speed right now is in 600. Oops. Let me reselect this. I'm going to put it here. Let me close that. I got another thing showing in there. Okay, perfect. So we got the engine speed. I'm going to put the desired engine speed because that's probably what is doing the glitch, because I guess back and forth. I can change either the RPMs and get it closer to what the computer wants. And you can see how now the glitch is less and less, but this is working great. So in his computer, when it was running, this would have immediately start to change. But let's raise the RPM. So I'm going to increase the RPMs, and I'm going to change the throttle position. So I'm going to go accordingly as I am moving. I will start changing the RPMs, and I'm going to go over to 4,000. Gotta look for that paper. Let me see if I can find that paper. 1 second, guys. I know I got that information. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, guys, I have the information in here. So on his calibration, right, I was getting 4.22 volts to go to 99.6 of throttle. So let's try to do that. I'm going to keep the RPMs in there since we're in the high end. And I'm going to do this later with just the ignition on, because I want to see, because the test that I was doing on his, I think it was with the ignition on. Just let me revisit that. Yes, those tests I was actually running with the computer on the engine off, no RPM. So, but let's do this test now here, even like that, to see what this calibration is doing. So we have 99% with like 3.6 volts. Let's see what the lower end will go now. In his throttle position, fall will happen pretty much instantly after an acceleration like this. So let me bring it down again to idle. We can immediately see how like the 0.6 is sustained with the 0 volts, which is great. So that not didn't change, which this was his issue 100%. So this computer is working perfectly. No issues in that scenario. And I'm trying to show this to you and to him as well, right? Obviously, because I want to make sure that his concern is gone. We get no trouble cause or nothing. So I'm going to record these values because they're definitely different than the ones I was seeing from him. But let's do the test now with ignition on, another ignition with the RPMs off. I'm going to turn the RPMs off. Now you can see the RPMs are in 0, and that changes a little bit. Not much. So I'm going to move that to where the 0 with just the ignition is. It looks like it's around 0.62. Yeah, 0.61. I'm going to put in, because it changes, from idle to just ignition on, because now the computer is not being stressed with injectors and coils running. So but we want to make sure that these values stays the same. So 0.61 volt. I'm going to mark this as his and this as replacement. It's 0%. I'm going to go up to 1 volt. All right, 1 volt is 12.9%. Let's go to 2 volts. Two volts, 46.1. Let's see what 3 volts are. 3 volts, 78.9%. And then let's see if it can reach 4 volts before it reaches the 99.6%, which is the maximum value. You see, after 99.6, it doesn't change no matter how much I increase the voltage. So this one is actually different. I'm going to reach that when it changes. So it's like a 3.63. Yep. 3.63 volts, 99.6%, which is the maximum reading. Now I'm going to increase the voltage a little more just to make sure that nothing weird happens, right? So this is sustained in 99%, which it should. It should not change no matter how much I change the voltage. Computer can see that the voltage is changing. Yeah, that means you have a bad throttle position sensor, or the lever is reaching further because a mechanical issue, but the calibration has to stay. It has to stay on the values because otherwise, where am I, right? Because the minimum value will never change, right? You have a stop in there and a maximum too, right? Because it is just a mechanical lever, right? But let's go back down to 0 again. And where exactly is 0.61 is 0. 1 volt, once again. Exactly. Again, not exactly in there. Come on. It's a little hard to pick up the nub exactly in there, so bear with me. 1 volt is exactly 12.9, and I'm going to show you this in the note. Hopefully you can see it. Not sure how much the camera can pick in there. Trying to show you my notes. This is the before, when, let's say, it was kind of like able to read something, and now these values. These are the replacement working perfectly. I read my notes. I'm going to tell you now before we go there. So I had to read 46.1% with 2 volts. So let's check that. To match. 46.1% on the dot. Now 3 volts should be 78.9%. 78.9% on the dot. And 99.6 should be 3.63 volts. So 3.63 volts. And we can see how that is perfectly matching right there. I mean, look, 3.61 is 99.6. But if I go to, you see the nav is very sensitive. If I hold it there, it's staying in 99%, 99.6%. You see? Perfectly. So that's it. All right, guys. So this is just a quick test because I want to show this to Jack and to you guys that this module is actually really good. So because I show them, this is a used owner module. It's very limited window of repair, of warranty that they give us, and it's all I can do, right? Because this is not a repair module that I'm doing. I'm just testing it for him to make sure it's fine, trying to cut the cost down as much as I can for Jack, and get him a good module as much as I can, right? All right, guys, thank you so much. I'll see you on the next one, Jack. I'll be shipping this. You already pay, and everything is good to go. I'll be shipping this first thing tomorrow morning. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.